And we are back. Welcome to my Champions League semi-final second leg predictions. Now, I am away tomorrow night, so I'm going to cover both semi-finals in today's video. So make sure you are dropping a like on the video as always, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I will be back on Thursday morning with my Europa League and Europa Conference League predictions. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. Two humongous ties to talk about in this morning's video. And let's see if I can get the second leg predictions as good as I got the first legs. Now, we start off with tonight's game and the return leg of the Milan derby between Inter Milan and AC Milan. I perfectly predicted 2-0 to Inter Milan in the first leg, and now it's just about seeing whether or not Inter Milan can finish the job off. Now, it looks like AC Milan will finally have Rafael Leao back and available for tonight's game. Is just his reintroduction to the team going to be enough to turn over what looks like a seemingly impossible task? Now, Inter Milan did concede an awful lot of goals in the second leg of their quarter-final against Benfica, but they did also score a lot of goals as well. So I think even if AC Milan give it everything they've got, I have to look at the performance in that first leg and say there is just no way Inter Milan can throw this one away. I think they will sit in deep, look for counter-attacks. AC Milan will obviously not have the crowd behind them either, even though it is also their stadium. And like I say, even with Leao back, I can see AC Milan nicking a goal, but ultimately I can only realistically see this being another Inter Milan win and Inter Milan progressing to the final. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Inter. I definitely think there could be more goals than this one. Like I say, especially after what happened in the quarter-final second leg. I just think that's how Inter Milan are going to approach the game. They'll sit in deep, try and hit AC Milan on the counter. If Inter Milan get the first goal in this game, it's absolutely over. If AC Milan get it, maybe we can see something special happen. But for me, after what I saw in that first leg, I just don't think AC Milan have enough to get over their rivals tonight. And yeah, we shall see. On to the much more finely poised and probably the much more anticipated semi-final this week and last week as well. It is Manchester City and Real Madrid at the Etihad tomorrow night. 1-1 after the first leg. I predicted 2-2, so we got the draw correct. Now it's just about who can get the job done when it matters most. And I have to look at everything that's been happening over the last few weeks. Real Madrid had more than enough opportunities to claw back Barcelona in the title race. Barcelona have had some shocking results over the last few weeks, but ultimately every time Barcelona stumbled, so did Real. So Barcelona are now the La Liga champions. On the flip side, Real Madrid won the Copa del Rey and have obviously been winning their Champions League ties. So that kind of has a little bit of inconsistencies. Madrid do tend to perform better, especially in the cup competitions. However, while all that's been going on, Manchester City have just been winning every single game in every single competition, with the exception of the first leg of this tie and the second leg of the quarter-final, which essentially was already over, and both of those ties were away from home. So I have to look at it and say that this season, and especially more recently, Manchester City have been turning up in the big games, especially at home. So with all of that said, my expectation and my prediction is that Manchester City are going to get the job done today, which is going to see them put themselves in a very, very strong position to secure that historic treble for them. I'm going to go for 3-1 to City. I do think Real Madrid will score. Again, I think the first goal in this game is going to be absolutely pivotal. I think if Real Madrid can get it, then the nerves might just start to set in, and we all know what happens to the Manchester City crowd when it's not going their way. They're very quick to fall silent. They struggle to get behind their team when it's not going their way, and let's be honest, there's not a lot of fans in the ground anyway. So we'll see what happens if Real Madrid do get the first goal. Again, kind of like the first game, I think if Manchester City get the first goal, Real Madrid are probably going to have to dig even deeper than they ever have before, because this is the toughest test they've faced. I know they came back last season to beat Man City in the semi-final, but that was at the Bernabeu in a situation where Madrid were in an awful lot more form and City were sort of not at it as much as they are at it right now. So I think if Manchester City score first, I think the game's over. I think if Real Madrid score first, it could be interesting. But all in all, I still expect Manchester City to get the win tomorrow night, which will see them into their second Champions League final, and we'll see if this time that they go on to win it. That will be it for my predictions for today. Thank you very much for watching as always. Please let me know down in the comments all of your thoughts on these two ties and who you think will eventually go on to win the competition. As I said at the start, I'll be back on Thursday morning with my Europa League and Europa Conference predictions. I'll see you then.